My name is Iqbal Bakat, and I am what's called a pracademic, basically meaning practitioner academic. So I teach at a university, I do research at a university, but I also am a practicing filmmaker. I came to filmmaking through theatre. I was a theatre director in Singapore for 10 years. I had a very successful theatre company, independent theatre company. And when I'm in Australia, I started becoming involved in film.
And then you turned to Jono and said, this is not right.
And then
You
we
know.
hear a carriage outside and look out the window.
What was that? Something like
When
that.
did you started thinking about, teaching?
I had always been a teacher. When I was in Singapore, I had my own drama school. And when I moved to Australia, I did my master's. And immediately after I did my master's, I was offered, to teach undergraduates. And I liked it. I really enjoy working with undergraduates. I enjoy, the kind of ideas that young people have. I enjoy their enthusiasm. I enjoy their belief that the world can be changed. I find that very refreshing. I love working with young people. And because of that, I continued teaching at a university. And then a few years after I started teaching, I decided to pursue my PhD.
So you become a full-time professor.
That's right, yeah.
Sean is setting up the set. He's our production designer. So introduce yourself to Wilkins.
Do a lot of students seek out for kind of professional advice, do you?
Yes, I have an open door policy. I think that's very important for me. Part of my role in Macquarie is to be responsible for their career development.
Okay. So first, AD, please call for blocking.
Action!
Did you take into the account the fact that there's a lot of opportunity to the students to kind of learn how the professional works?
Yes,
Do you encourage them to?
all the time.
How do you
Yeah.
think it will help them?
Because you see, the media industry is very interesting at the moment. So as you know, the industry is fragmenting.
Yes.
Okay.
it is.
And there are fewer and fewer traditional jobs. That doesn't mean there are fewer jobs per se. I think that there are now being created many more jobs in the media industry. But I think many of these jobs, the students would have to find themselves. They have to create these jobs themselves. So it's something that we call creative entrepreneurship. The students will have to go out there and become entrepreneurs. And I'm interested in that. So by looking at how, like for example, this company, this bunch of boys just now were working, my students would see, okay, they could also go out there and basically form a company to be making content.
Finally, what would you say to kind of people that kind of shares the same dream as me when they're on the downside of Advantage? What would you say to them to kind of motivate them?
Keep going. I say it's always keep going. Very, very important. Never stop. The beauty is that for you, for example, I see you have your own camera, you're always filming. Never stop learning.
Would you say even you haven't stopped learning, and that's how it's kind of keeping you propelling forward?
I never stop learning. One of my favorite filmmakers, Akira Kurosawa, whom I'm still learning from every day. Every time I watch his films, I'm learning new things. When he received a Lifetime Achievement Award at the Academy Awards, he made a very important statement. He says, I don't understand cinema language.
なぜなら私はまだ映画がよく分かっていない。
Because I don't feel that I understand cinema yet.
Can you imagine one of the greatest filmmakers who's ever lived say, I don't understand? What he means by that is that he's not, being facetious. What he means by that is there is so much more to learn. Cinema is the newest art form. It's only slightly over 100 years old. There is still so much to explore. Whenever people tell me cinema is dead, film is dead, I think they are talking absolute crap because it's new. If once you at a point where you think I'm not learning anymore, that is when you should leave it. And I think that's when you say, okay, I don't want to do filmmaking anymore, whatever. But I think in your case, I can see that you are very inspired and you're constantly learning, constantly doing new things. And I think that is fantastic, I just keep going.